real sweat and just shake her like, shake it like a salt, shake it like a salt. He's a
bitch. Why he got on nails? Talk about me, but your body look frail. He's a bitch. Why you on my frame? I saved your life, I should be hearing things. He's a bitch. My fucking flow is sick. Got a lot to say, so suck my dick. He's a bitch. I still look too good.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy King J, and I'm back with another video. And you already know I do it, what I does when it's done, what it's due. Okay? So before we get started, I want you guys to like this video, give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend for I beat that motherfucking puss asshole. So now without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. So as you can see by this title, this is a story time I was used because like a bitch really tried it and she lost her fucking mind. But you know what? It's all good because you know I just feel like in life we make mistakes, right? This happened a couple months ago. This wasn't too far. It was a little recent, I'm not gonna lie. So at the time, I think I was 17 or 16, I think. Yeah. And my best friend, some of you may know her, some of you don't, but I'm just not gonna put her out there because I don't know if she wanna be out there or not. My best friend had introduced me to her friend. And her friend's mom had owned a hair salon. So she owned the hair salon or whatever. And she told me like, hey, do you want to, stop by? She's like, because, I know you do makeup. You do a really great job. And it'll be dope if you will work in the shop. So, me, I'm a person that's like, I'm down for adventures. I'm down for anything like, especially when it comes to business, building my career and stuff. It is like a great thing. She had introduced me to her mom, and I had met her mom within like a week and change, like right after me and her spoke over the phone. And I had met her mom. She said she likes my work because I had like a little portfolio piece on my phone, and she really liked the way how I did makeup. So she just hired me right then and there on the spot. So I would say a couple weeks going into doing makeup, it started to become like a month now I was working there. It was really nice, it was really calm, it was settled or whatever. It was like, it was peaches and cream and everything in between. Me and the owner's daughter, we kind of became cool because we kind of built like I wouldn't say like a friendship, but it was really like mutual because we know of each other, but we don't really know each other like that. So I started working there, and like within a month I've been working there, it was already drama. Like they would start drinking alcohol, they would start blasting music, it was like fights, it was arguments, it was just too much. But we're gonna get into that later on in this story. So I would say a month goes by, and this is like right around the time, the holidays is coming up, and people want their hair done, their nails done, they want their makeup done. So it's just like whatever. I had a couple clients booked ahead because normally with my rules and my policy, if you book me at least a month or a week in advance, you have to pay a deposit. A deposit is always required. No matter where you go, it's always a deposit, whether you're paying 20, 30, 40, 10, 15, it is always a deposit. So I think I had this client, and I think right like around the first week I started working there, my boss, well the owner of the shop, she basically told me like the rules and the regulations. Like, so if you work in her shop, you run a seat. Any salon you go, you have to pay money to rent a chair. I basically I was paying her money to rent the chair, but she was charging me $100. She said it was every 2 weeks. Every time like I got customers, because before I was working there, it wasn't that many people. Like it'll probably get crowded, maybe I would say like a Good Friday or Saturday, when it's like the first of the month, everybody get paid and all this other crap or whatever. So she noticed like I was bringing a lot of people into her shop, which was a good thing for her because I guess I was bringing in more business. So you know, hair, makeup, and nails, it just goes like hand in hand. I need some water real quick. So you know, basically makeup, hair, nails go hand in hand, and people was just, you know, getting what they gotta get done there. So every time I made customers, I would get like about a good 4 to 5, I would say, a day. And instead of her waiting every 2 weeks for me to give her the 100, she was just like so money hungry, taking money from me. So she was taking like $100, $100, like, oh, give me this, give me that. And every time I had made a profit, she will always take portion out of it. So let's say, right, I could do like a dramatic beat. Like, let's say the look I have on right now, somebody wants the same exact look. And let's say, for an example, I would charge them $80. She would take 70% of the percentage that I make, and she'll probably leave me with 10%. Mind you, I'm like, the thing about me is like, I'm very independent. I'm a freelance makeup artist. So everything that I have, I'm coming out of pocket for. And it was just like, I supply everything, I pay for everything. So it was like, why are you taking so much percentage from me? But because at the time, I didn't really know what was it like working in a shop. Because me, I never really worked in a shop. Anybody knows me knows I work from home. So I guess, you know, it just kept happening to me, and I was just like, you know, well, maybe I would just have to give her this, give her that. But me being so dumb, I wasn't like using my brain, and it was just like, you know, you get what I'm saying? So what had happened was, it was a certain day. I can't remember the day, but it was a certain day when we was all sitting down, and the boss, she introduces everybody in the shop, her husband, and I think I was like the only one that was new to the shop. Actually, she brought her husband, and like, he seemed like a pretty cool, down to earth person. So, you know, we were conversating. He was like, yeah, you know, I showed my mom your work, like your Instagram page or whatever. She said you do like a really nice job, and she wants you to like do her makeup or whatever. So I was like, cool, you know. She make the deposit, she set an appointment, and I'll either give her a confirmation text or email. So I think, was it the same day or a couple days after, if I'm not mistaken? But it was a couple days after, I think. And we were all sitting there. Everybody was, you know, working as regular business. But for me, it was kind of slow for me because it was like nobody wasn't really coming in. So I was a little down. I was a little depressed. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just keep my head up. I'm going to be like really strong about it. And I'm just not going to let it get the best of me, honestly. So what happened was, I guess he brought hookah, because anybody knows me knows, like, I love hookah. Like, I'd be like, that's how I be with hookah. Anybody knows me, you follow me on social media, anywhere, you know me personally, you know I love hookah. I love hookah. So he had offered me hookah, so I'm just like, yeah, okay. I'm smoking it, and then I guess like the wife, the owner of the shop, she was basically calling him, like, she was basically cursing at him, being disrespectful to him in Spanish, and I don't really understand Spanish. Now, if you know me, you know, like, I am mixed. I am black and I am Puerto Rican. My father speaks Spanish really well and English, but I just never, like, when I was younger, I never really cared to learn because it was just like, but now that I'm older, it's just like, yeah, I really want to learn. Like, I want lessons. So I guess basically she was calling him a faggot, and she was just like saying a lot of derogatory terms in her language, and I didn't know what she was saying because I thought like she was just having like an argument, because you know how relationships are, you know, they go through their little situations privately, so it's like, you know, you just mind your business, stay out of it. But I didn't know she was talking about me. So the husband had snatched the hook out of my hand, he cursed at me, and then he tried to fight me. So he was like, oh, don't fucking talk to me, don't say hi to me, no nothing. I'm like, but I didn't even do nothing. We were just having like a regular conversation, being cordial, smoking hookah. Like, what is the problem? So then apparently, I guess she wasn't like feeling it, and she just had like a whole attitude about it. I really don't give a fuck about that bitch. If she lucky, I ain't take her fucking man, but that's another story. So basically, she had got upset. They was arguing or whatever. He smacked the hookah like on my hand completely, and it fell on the floor. So everybody in the shop was looking, and I was just like I kind of wanted to cry because it's embarrassing, but at the same time, it's like, you don't mix family with business, because it's like, you have your husband in the shop. What is he there for? To be your knight shining armor? Because he's not protecting you. He's disrespecting you, calling you all types of names and shit, mushing you in your forehead. So I wasn't really understanding. I'm like, why is he here? But he's supposed to be like a receptionist or something? Like, I didn't understand that. So later on that day, I was just pissed. I was just like, I was so depressed. I was like going through the motions, and I was just like really sad. So my best friend texted me like, hey, what are you doing when you get out of work? I was like, nothing. I think I'm gonna just go home. So she was like, I think this was like right on Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving. But her grandmother had cooked, her whole family cooked. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just come over or whatever, and that's it. So I had wait a minute. I had came over to her house. Yeah, I had came over to her house, and we was like, my eyes was getting watery because you could kind of see it in my face, like something was bothering me, because I was like quiet. I'm just like this on my phone. I'm not really saying nothing. Like, I'm eating my food still, but I'm just on my phone. I'm not really talking, laughing or nothing. So she knew something was bothering me, and then like I just told her like how the whole situation went down, and she was like, damn, that's fucked up, that's crazy, you know, that shouldn't have happened to you. I'm sorry that happened. So it kind of like, it bothered me, and I was hurt. So she had told her friend, which is the wife / the owner's daughter, and I guess she told her mom about it, and like her mom was kind of like, she was just not like, she didn't want to hear it. She was just like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a shit, whatever, blah 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 blah. Like, that was basically going on in her head. So a couple weeks later, I was planning on doing like a mini photo shoot at my job. So I had this thing where the makeup was gonna be free of charge, but the only twist to it was you just have to pay me $10 in Cash App. The $10 is gonna be going towards the makeup and stuff I purchased. I'm gonna do everybody's makeup one by one. I had like a good 3 to 4 models, and then I was going to save it as a portfolio piece. So then afterward, we had the photo shoot. I wouldn't say it turned out successfully, but it didn't turn out bad either. It was like 50-50. And like right before I was packing up leaving, it was a fight. Ain't that some shit? So basically, it was a whole fight. It was gonna be a fight. Well, it was. I don't know why I'm saying that, but the daughter was basically at the shop getting her braids done from one of the other, because it was like 5 of us that was working there. It was so weird, so ironic. But I guess her husband came in the shop and he said something to the daughter, and the daughter was like, no, F you, suck my dick. Like, she was just going off. So you know, if you're from New York, for all my New York subscribers, if you tell somebody suck my dick, that is fighting words. You want to lose your life because of those words, okay? I'm just letting you know that now. When you're in the street, somebody says, you can't really just be like, oh yeah, cause suck my dick. Or niggas pull out guns, niggas will jump you, niggas will chase you, niggas will beat you. I'm just letting you know now. Careful what you say and choose your words wisely, people. Okay? So she said that to him, and I guess he got offended by what she said, and I guess it really like got the best of him. So he went downstairs to call like his cousins or his nieces or something, And they were like around her age, like, cause we were all around the same age. Me, the girl, my best friend, and the other girl that the husband called. So, okay, we're gonna give these people code names. The wife, I would just call her, I'm gonna call her Gullible. Cause that bitch is so gullible. Like, the bitch is really, oh, yeah, you're gonna see what I mean throughout the story time. She's gullible, and I'm gonna call the daughter Hot Pocket. I'm gonna call her Hot Pocket, and I'm gonna call the husband Nonsense. So Nonsense went to go get his niece from downstairs, and Hot Pocket was still getting her, like, she was the lady was touching up Hot Pocket's braids. She was getting little cute box braids or whatever. It was cute. And I guess Nonsense came back upstairs. Now the mother, Gullible, she doing a client here because everybody's trying to finish up what they're doing for the rest of the night, and then everybody's packing up, close up the shop, and we leave. So he came back upstairs with some girl. She was like about average height. She had like a scarf, sweatpants, you know, the regular ghetto hood bitch outfit, if you ask me. She had like a regular outfit. It wasn't too crazy. And he was like, yeah, that's the bitch right there that said suck my dick. So she was like, oh, so you want to fight? Oh, so you want to fight? She was like, watch your mouth, watch your mouth. So the girl, Hot Pocket, had got up on her seat. And she wasn't trying to fight because she was scared. Like, she was just like this sitting on her chair, but she was shaking her leg. Like, you know when a bitch or a nigga shaking their leg, you know they feeling a little staticky, but she wasn't trying to get up and she wasn't trying to fight. So me and my best friend was in the back. So we looking at each other, and then I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck just happened? So then she got up like, oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Mind you, Hot Pocket is like 17, probably like 17, 18. The husband, Nonsense, is like 37, probably going on 40 if you ask me. So she was like, he was basically getting rowdy, like he was popping shit in the back, and a girl got up and tried to fight, and he brought his nephew, but I didn't see him at first because the way how the salon is set up, it's kind of like a complex. It's like when you walk upstairs, when you make a right, it's a nail salon. And then when you walk to the left, it's the hair salon. So I didn't even see him there. So the mother, Gullible, I guess Gullible had came and was like, you know, what's going on, what's going on? Nobody's not fighting my kid. Nobody's not putting their hands on my child. That's that on that. So I guess it was getting rowdy. And the other girl, ooh. The other girl that was doing Hot Pocket's hair, she got up. So she's like, no, don't fight. So the younger boy, he had pushed Gullible, and she was like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of my shop, get out of my shop. So then Hot Pocket's still sitting there popping mad shit. She like, yeah, cause like I said. And me and my best friend looked at each other like, grr. And then like I turned and I looked, I'm like, first of all, she's popping mad shit, but she didn't even want to fight her. But I'm like, alright, it's cool, whatever. So then it was a whole brawl. I had packed up my little duffel bag of makeup. I told my best friend, I'm like, yeah, let's go get something to eat and head home. Cause I was going to my best friend's house. I always like spending the night over there. That's like my second home, honestly. So I was like, let's get something to eat. We go to your house and I sit. We left. I think like a day went by or 2 days went by, and I was working in the shop. Now, mind you, I was only working in the shop for probably like a good 2 months, 2.5 months maybe, around that time-ish. So, you know, holidays come up, a bunch of shit. So, we was in the shop, and I think it was an issue that happened. Because every day, I always come in For some reason, I always got talked about in Spanish, and I never understood it, but I didn't know they were talking about me. So it was only one lady, no, it was two girls I was cool with, because one of them had left, and she had worked at another job. And there was another lady that's still there, I think. And she was like my best friend too. So they used to always give me the info in the 411. So my thing was just like, come to work, make money, leave. That's it. So I guess the daughter had told her mom, like, she told her mom something about me, but I couldn't figure it out. No, she told her mom, like, yeah, you should charge him $100 every day for a seat. Now that is against the law because every salon you work at, it is $100. It's no more than $150 to rent a booth every 2 weeks. So it was one point like I got really sick. I got really sick because I couldn't come to work for like a good 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Cause I was really sick, but I told her like, hey, I'm really sick. I can't go to work. I'm not feeling well. Like my head was hurting, my nose was runny. I kept coughing. Like I was really sick. So I come back to work a week later, actually. Because I left school and went straight to work from school, and she gives my chair to somebody. So I'm looking, and I'm just looking at the bitch up and down. I'm like, who is she and what did she do? They're like, oh, she works here now. She does ponytails. She does it all. She does everything. Like, she does what she does, and she's so nice. I'm like, okay. So then I pulled Gullible to the side. So I'm like, can I talk to you for a second, Gullible? She's like, yeah. So we took it, like, everybody's still, you know, doing hair, whatever. I took her to the side. I'm like, why would you give my seat up? Like, are you dumb, stupid, or retarded? Why would you do that? So she's like, no, why do you need to give your seat up? But I just had somebody working, filling for you. How the fuck they gonna fill in for me? Do they fucking do makeup, stupid bitch? Like, how dumb can you be? Like, use your brain. Use your brain. It doesn't hurt to use your brain. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like how dumb can you be? So I, like, in my head, I'm so mad and I'm enraged. Because it's not the fact that she gave my seat to somebody else to work there for temporary time. But I'm paying you money. Not every week or every 2 weeks, but every fucking day. I'm giving you money every day to rent this booth. You gonna give this bitch my seat? Are you dumb? So I'm just like, man, look. So I was like, okay. I wasn't gonna stay in the shop all day because it was so stupid. Because I didn't really have any clients. I just came in to check in with her and see how everything was going. So I chucks the deuces. I go home, relax. I think I came back that weekend because she had called me in to come to work and open up the shop for her. So I open up the shop. She has a bunch of clients waiting for her. This is like 11 a.m. She didn't even get here to work at 4. So I was like, yeah, this is really tough. So she basically had like an attitude and she was just mad or whatever. I don't give a fuck. So I think this was like around the time I was still working, but I wasn't working as much because the customers has been real slow. So she keeps telling me like, oh, because she sees like I'm depressed and I feel like discouraged. So she's like, make posters, make flyers. Why don't you sell it? Why don't you advertise it? This and that and the third. You'll get more customers. That didn't happen. So what got me mad with her was like, yeah, what kind of pissed me off with her, she was just like on some different type of time. And like, I came into work one day and it was some drama that happened. Like something that happened with her and her daughter. And this is the thing with Gullible. Every time there's a situation that goes on in Gullible's household, she brings it to her job. You never mix family with business. You never bring your personal business to your workspace. Trust me when I tell you that. You never, ever in your life do that. So, she came to work one day, and a little birdie had told me that her daughter was talking about me. Like, they were gossiping about me or whatever. And I was kind of like, I kind of felt hurt because I thought Hot Pocket was my friend. Like, me and Hot Pocket was really cool. Like, I fucked with her. She would vent to me, tell me stuff, even though I didn't really give a shit what the fuck she had to say. Because at the end of that, like, you're not my friend. I'm just doing business. I only know you because we share mutual friends. That's it. So she said something to her mother about me, like, the way how I look or how I dress or something. And she said something real spiteful, disrespectful, but it's not, like, popping up in my head. So one day we was all having, like, a little discussion. She was telling us about her family issues and how, like, her daughter doesn't come home on time. She don't come straight home from school. She's always out late night. She don't got no control over her. Her daughter talks back. So, like, in my head, you know, you have, like, those little devils. It's like the little angel, and then it's like the devil. So deep down in my head is like, yo, I should bomb this bitch right now, because this bitch really went and had the nerve to talk greasy about me to her mother. Like, who does that? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. But then the other shit like, do it. Then the other shit like, don't do it. Then it's like, do it. Then it's like, don't do it. So I'm like, all right. I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to do it. So I basically spilled the beans. And I told Gullible, like, your daughter is a little slut. She was talking to 30 and 40-year-old men. And she was only like 16, 17. She's a young, pretty little girl, and she shouldn't be acting like that. She should close her mouth and close her legs. I was really heated because one thing about me is, like, I'm petty. Like, I could be petty when I want to, but sometimes it's just like, you know what, it's not worth it. But I'm like, since, you know, everybody had their little drama, their little situations, that was cool. All I asked for was not to be a part of it. But now y'all included me in it, bitch. Now you asked for it. Like, now you done woke the fucking demon up. Like, anybody knows, you know, I'm the king of starting shit. So, as soon as you get me started, it's over. Like, oh my god, I'm starting a fire. That's how petty I am. So she was like, oh yeah, oh really, oh really? I was like, yep, this is the text messages. She showed me this and that. I showed her all the receipts. Sliding. It was so many pictures and messages. It was ridiculous. So then, she was like, oh, I can't wait till I talk to her when I get home. So I was like, yeah, you do that. So I guess, you know, I didn't really give a shit whether she was going to tell her daughter or not, because if her daughter felt some kind of way, I really don't give a fuck. So she told her daughter whatever. She basically told her daughter, like, what I said. But she tried to play it off like, yeah, because somebody told me this and that. Bitch, she knows it's me, so it don't matter. Like, I don't understand people. How you gonna go about a situation that's done and over with? She did what she did already, that's it. Just pray and hope she don't do it again. Simple. So, I think I went shopping. I went out to eat or something. It was me and my friend. And the bitch, Hot Pocket, she was just blowing on my phone like crazy. So I'm like, bro, why does she keep texting me? Like, I don't fuck with her like that. So she started FaceTiming me. She started texting me like, oh, where you at? I want to fight. Oh, I'm getting real staticky. This and that and the third. Yada, yada, yada. This and that, yada, that. So I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? So she's like, oh, you told my mother that I was doing this, I was doing that, this and that and the third. So I basically was honest about it, and I said, yeah, I told her. What are you gonna do about it? Because you're not gonna touch me. Like, I'm not gonna fight her because she's a female, of course, and my parents always raised me like, no matter whether you're gay, you know, whatever your preference is, you still don't fight a female, put your hands on a female. The least I'll probably do is maybe argue, maybe put you in your place, but that's about it. I'm not fighting you. But if you touch me, bitch, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to jail for you. And we like the same age, so I was like, it don't matter. I'm a minor, so I will beat that bitch up. Hello. So she basically got mad. She felt some kind of way and she wanted to fight me. And I was like, I'm not fighting you and I'm not giving you no time of my day because you're whack. So I guess once Hot Pocket found out, like, I spilled the beans and I told the truth about her, and I said it to her face, she was just like all hostile, like, oh, you faggot, you this and that, and you a faggot, oh, you want to be a female so bad, you can't even do makeup, you're not even that. I'm like, bro, you coming at me for what? Because I told the truth. First of all, you went and did some slime shit. Like, you went and told your mother, like, yeah, because she should take all my money. And you told her to use me. You was telling her, like, yeah, use him because he's bringing clients in the shop, this and that and the third. Let's take advantage. That's basically what she was doing. So I'm like, alright, cool, say that. That's when I found out about that, and that's when I spilled the beans on her, and she was really mad. So now we going and arguing through text messages and stuff. So I'm like, I don't get it. You're going so hard for what? For what? You're going hard because I told the truth? Is that what that's about? So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give you the time of my day. I'm not going to argue with you. You know, you're just lame. You know. The thing is, like, I'm older now and I'm way mature. So it's like, I'm not going to keep arguing, though. Because they always say misery loves company. So if you keep giving them that energy and that power, they're going to keep doing it to you and then keep trying to break you down. So I wasn't doing that. But I definitely got to a certain breaking point where, like, she was... But I basically just got, like, to a certain point where, like, I started to get tired of her stuff after a while. So I was like, okay, now I'm definitely going to give her what she asked for. Like, she asked for it, okay? So I sent a nice little paragraph. I was like, listen, bitch, let me tell you about yourself. I was like, you coming at me, you getting all crazy, you getting all rowdy, you getting disrespectful for no reason. If you wanted to hash it or talk it like young adults, we can do that. But being disrespectful and acting all rowdy and rah, it's not going to get us nowhere. So she just had like the biggest, like, she was like, so she kept going. I'm like, first of all, let me tell you something, Hot Pocket. You have an ACS case, okay? You have an ACS case. You're talking to a man that's like in his, what, 30s or 40s, and you have kids too, so you basically have a relationship with a pedophile. How do you do that? And then on top of that, her mother is so dumb because this man was about to fight your kid, he was about to harm your kid, and get kids to jump her, and that's supposed to be your husband? Are you serious? And you know what's the funny part? Gullible ends up taking him back. I think like a week later or 2 weeks, we all came back to the shop. I had spoke to Gullible, we had a talk, and she knew about the whole situation with me and her daughter. She's like, you know, just don't pay her no mind, you know, she's a little crazy, this and that and the third. I'm like, no, honey. Send her to a black home, okay? Because we do not do that over here, okay? We don't do that over here. There's no talking back to parents. There's no cursing. There's no none of that. You're gonna get mollywopped if you say something slick. Like, my mother and father does not play that. So, I was like, yeah, you're bugging. So, I guess the husband came back to the shop. What's this child's name? Nonsense. So, Nonsense basically came back into the shop or whatever. And she, like, Gullible was all, she was hugging him and she was kissing him or whatever. And she was just like, oh, my husband, I love him. He's like, oh my goodness. So she was just doing mad much. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, this nigga really trying to violate your kid. Like, I don't care who you are. You never, like, when it comes to my family, I do not play. I don't care if it's my nephew, my niece, my sister, my brother, my mother, my father. Once you disrespect them, you're canceled. That's it. You're done for. Like, it's no hashing it out. It's no none of that. It's quiet. So they was hugging, they was talking it out or whatever. And honestly, I was just over it because I'm like, it's really none of my business and I really don't give a shit. Like I said, I'm just here to make my money, do business, and leave. So I guess this is like month 2.5 months I've been working there now. This was, I could say, was it Christmas or was it New Year's? I can't think of the day, but that day was like jackpot. I made so much money doing makeup. When I tell you, you don't know how many clients I had back to back. People was just paying me like $60 just to apply lashes. Like, it was that crazy because people wanted to look cute and go out and go here, go there. So I was just like doing the makeup, getting paid, and that was it. Every time I got paid, basically, my boss would, she'll basically ask the client, like, oh, how much did you give him? Did you give him a tip? And majority of them, they'll respond like, yeah, I gave him this amount, I gave him that amount. So like, let's say somebody paid me 70 with a $10 tip, basically 80. She was taking the whole 70 for herself. And then it just kept going, but I was getting a little frustrated because it's like, when I do makeup, it takes me time to do makeup, so I like to sit there and I like to concentrate. So I'm like concentrating doing the makeup. I'm like trying to concentrate. She's in my ear nagging me about this, she's nagging me about that. Then she's like, oh, well, I was gonna order some lashes from Amazon. You could use those on your clients, so when you make money, you could give me profit off of it. She was basically just trying to get profit, just take all the profit, and just basically take the blame for everything, and just made it seem like I didn't do nothing. She was acting like she did the makeup. She was acting like she provided everything when she did it. Everything that I did or I got, I had made it happen on my own. That was coming out of my pocket. Cause I was a kid that was in high school, working there, so it was just like the little bit of money I had for myself, I couldn't really spend it on how I wanted to spend it, go shopping and stuff. Why? Because I had to supply my own makeup and invest in my own brand and my business. So it was getting a little frustrated, and I'm just like praying to God, like, God, please, better days is coming. I don't want to have to keep dealing with this because this is getting annoying. I don't want to have to like hurt nobody. I'm just like, Jesus. Like, that's basically like, I just kept saying that in my head. It was too hot in there. I was just aggravated. So I had went to the store because I had a client coming, but I had like a little 25-minute break. So I went to the store to get something to eat. I was like, that was like the only little lunch break I had because I didn't eat all day. The shop was supposed to close at 9. The shop didn't even close till like 10:30. So it was like around, I think 7, 8 o'clock. So I'm like, let me go get some lunch because I'm hungry. I need to eat food. Because if I don't have food, my body feels weak. And I just feel like I can't really do certain things like how I do when I'm on a full stomach. So I went and ate. I came back upstairs. And I had like this little purse. I had this little cute Coach bag. It was like a multicolored bag, and you could put it over your shoulder. It was like a old vintage bag, like a rare bag you really can't find. So I had put it on the rack where you hang it. But what was smart was because all the money I had, I was counting all my money every time I made a transaction, like whether I got paid from somebody doing makeup, whether I went to the store, bought this, bought that. Every nickel and dime, I was saving it. So I'm not gonna lie, that night I made probably about a good $600, $700. And I had put it in like a little pouch. No, I put it in a little wallet, and then I put it in a little pouch, and then I put it in the bag. So I was eating, I threw my food, and I was like, okay, I gotta use the bathroom. And wash my hands or whatever. I come out, and Gullible is like, I catch her coming from the coat rack. Like, I caught her coming from the coat rack because I thought she was getting something from her jacket or something. So she looks at me, she's smiling like, so I'm looking at her like it's mad suspicious because I already know the type of person she is. Like, she's really a sneaky person and she's money hungry, which is not new to me. So I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute. So I took my purse and I went back to the bathroom and I counted my money. So I'm like, wait a minute. $200 is missing. What the suck? Where is me money? So I was heated. Like, I wanted to press her about it. I didn't even want to press her. I just wanted to walk up to go, bop, like right in her face. But I was like, remember, I gotta be professional because this is my workspace. I cannot be acting like this everywhere I go, especially when I apply for jobs, work with celebrities, work with, you know, other brand ambassadors, companies. I cannot act like that. So I asked her, I was like, what was you doing over there by the coat rack? oh no, I was getting my lip gloss. I was getting my lip gloss for my lips, so you know, so I can look cute when I go out with my friends. My lipstick. That's what she said. So I'm looking at her and I'm giving her the eye like, this bitch is a bald face lie. She lying. You ain't got to lie, Craig, cause you got to lie. Okay. So she was just like, I'm like, what was that about? So she was like, no. So I'm like, well, $200 is missing on my bag and I feel like you took it. So she's like, oh, I didn't take it. I didn't do that. I would never do that to you. That is messed up. That is just grimy. But she said in like her little Spanish accent. She's like, no, I didn't say that. Like, I wouldn't do that to you. No, that's not nice. Like, that is really messed up. That is grimy. I wouldn't do that to you. Like, like, I get afraid. So I'm looking at her and I'm just like, this bitch is a liar, yo. And I feel like I just wanted to pick her up by that ugly, cheap ass cotton material sweat and just shake her like, shake it like a salt, shake it like a salt, shake it like a salt. Like, that's what I feel like doing. That's exactly what I felt like doing to her. So deep down inside, I'm just like, let me just keep my cool and, you know, like, maintain my composure. So afterward, after I confronted her, we had like a whole argument about it. I was like, it's whatever. So I think I had like 2 more clients for the rest of the night. And then my sister, she didn't live too far from where I worked at. So she was having like a New Year's party. She been planning this like 2 weeks ago. So she planned it like 2 weeks before. Cause I think this was New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was. So I was gonna go, and as I was on my way to her house, like, it was just mad. Like, my eyes was boiling water. Like, after I wrapped up those 2 clients, I had took my money, I left. I said bye to everybody, and that was it. Like, I was like, bye, everybody. They was like, no, why are you leaving? Oh my God, we miss you. No, don't leave. Come back. Honestly, I don't think I've ever came back from that day on. I was over it. I really was. I think I visited the shop 1 time afterwards, but that was about it. I left. I didn't tell nobody I was leaving. I really wasn't planning on leaving. It was just so like spur of the moment. Like, it just popped up in my head like, leave, because everybody that was my close friends, my family that I had surrounded myself with, everybody was telling me to leave this shop. They was like, you need to leave this shop. Reason why I'm telling you that is because it's like, it's toxic, you know, it's unprofessional, it's always drama. Like, this is not what you call running a business. This was like a reality TV show, honestly. So I had left, and it was kind of depressing because, like, I miss working there. My coworker used to make food for me all the time. We used to always hang out, but I was always working. I always took my job so serious. I never really missed a day of work unless I felt like I was really sick. Other than that, I would always come. Because of the work, I was like coming home late. My mom would always call me. She would be worried. I was like lack of sleep because I stayed up to like, I didn't come home from work till like 11, 12, almost. I had to come home. I had to like get in the shower, eat dinner. I couldn't even like watch TV, relax, be on my phone. Like, I had to just like do my homework, eat dinner, bedtime. Gotta get back up in the morning and repeat the same thing again. So it was really like depressing. It's sad. It was like really sad. And when I went to my sister's house, like, I was just crying. I was just depressed. But once I got there, I just kind of tried to like wipe it off and play it off like, oh, nothing is wrong with me. I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I'm good. You know, yada, yada, yada. And I just wasn't too, like, you know, I wasn't really, it really wasn't much. Like, I was just sad. The money part, I wasn't really too mad about it. Like, after a while, I got over it. But I was just upset because it's like, how can you really sit up there and take advantage of somebody that's so nice and has a good heart? Mind you, I used to do Gullible's makeup for free. For free. When I should be charging her. I was doing it for free because she used to bleach and dye my hair. If you don't know what bleach is chemicals that the natural hair color would turn into blonde. The chemicals will, you know, bleach it basically. And I used to get my hair dyed different colors all the time. And she used to do it for free, and I would do her makeup for free. And like, everything was running through my head that night, because I was just like, how can you take advantage of somebody? How can you use somebody like that? How can you do somebody dirty like that? Like, how could you do that? Especially somebody that has a good heart. So in my head, it was just like, I don't want to wish bad on nobody. I never wish bad on my enemies, but all I can say is that I believe in karma. Like, whatever happens to her is gonna happen, and if she don't like it, too bad. But I really don't give a fuck, cause she lucky. I'm back to my old days where I was calling people and I would just get the jump. One phone call and that ass get tapped like a touchscreen. Your ass get tapped like a touchscreen. Boop boop. That's basically what it was. That's basically the whole situation. And a couple days after she called me to work in the shop, and I was like, I don't work there no more. She was like, what do you mean? And then I explained to her, and then after that she was heated. Like, she was upset because I guess she lost customers, because, you know, a lot of people came in there because of me, because I do makeup. So I was basically like the hype to the salon, because without me, you only had 2 customers a day. Not even, probably twice a week. When I was working there, it was just so much energy. It was so much like life. It was just everything. So a couple months go by. I was still doing makeup, but I was doing it at my house. And this girl, which is close friends with Gullible, she used to get her hair done all the time. And she's always telling me, like, yeah, I'm going to book you. I'm going to get my makeup done. This and that and the third. So she had called my phone. I think she called me or she texted me. She said, hey, you available today? I got a party around like 5 or 6 o'clock. She want her makeup done, this and that and the third. So I said, cool. But she told me this the day before. So I was like, fuck. She should have said something a week in advance, because I could have hooked her up. I could have squeezed her into my schedule, because my schedule was a little tight around the time. I didn't have a booking website up back then like I do now and stuff. So it was more of a, like, you know. So I was like, okay, I'll set the appointment. You're coming this time, yada yada yada, this and the third. So I specifically asked my mom, could she write a letter to the school to let me leave early, because I have a doctor's appointment. So I left out of school like around 12, 1 o'clock. I had to run home, set up my living room area with the makeup, the brushes, the table, the lights, everything. But I basically was just doing everything. So she texted me like, oh, can you come to the shop and do my makeup? I don't think I can come to your house because I'm getting my hair done. So I'm like, this sounds a little fishy. Like, this sounds sus. All of a sudden, she calls me after I did all of this work just to leave school, when I could have stayed in school and got my education. That's what she got me fucked up at. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing makeup in the shop, because why would I do makeup in the shop and Gullible is gonna basically take most of the percentage out of my little amount I'm getting. So I wasn't doing that. So she's like, why you don't work there? I was like, well, it's a long story. She's just shady. She do shady business, so I don't work there. But that has nothing to do with you. That's my personal problem, and that's it. So all of a sudden, I've been home since like 1 o'clock. I'm waiting. My makeup and everything is set up. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go take a little power nap. And she calls my phone and texts me. My ringer's on and everything. So as soon as I get to hear the notification, I'm going to wake up. Because I'm not really like a heavy sleeper. Depends though. So she texted me like, oh, I'm not going to come no more. I'm not going to make it. She just didn't say nothing. So I'm texting like, where are you? I get a text from like 7, 8 o'clock. Oh, sorry, we couldn't make it. Had to go. I had to get my hair done in the shop, and it was too packed. This and that and the third, yada yada yada. Well, I guess there's always the next time. So I was like, right. So the truth behind it, because like I said, the girl I was really close friends with that worked in the shop was my only friend. And with her, she always, like, when I tell you always, she always gave me the 411 on working in her shop. She always gave me the 411 on the shop. So she texted me through Instagram. We sent her like voice notes, texting back and forth. She was like, the real reason why that girl didn't come to get her makeup done was because Gullible told her not to come because I don't work for her no more. So she said, well, he don't work for me. He's not bringing me customers. I don't want you to go over there to do his makeup. But it wasn't the exact way how she said it. She kind of like rephrased it or like sugarcoated it to make it seem like, yeah, he's a bad person. He did this. He said that. She basically tried to, like, everything she was like, that was about her, she flipped it. Made it seem like it was like I was the one that was doing all the bad stuff. So I guess it just gave the customer a bad taste in her mouth. And she didn't want to book me anymore, which was, I thought was kind of lame, because it's like, at the end of the day, you don't knock nobody's hustle. You never, like, stop nobody's bag. I don't care how mad I'm, like, we could be mad, we could beef, we fight, have our personal situation, that's between us, whatever, but I'm not going to stop you from making a coin. This is probably how you got to eat. This is probably how you got to, like, you get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, alright. It's cool, it's alright, it's whatever, but I'm not gonna do the extra. So I think after that, I just like took a little break from makeup, and I just started like refocusing on music and writing. And then I like recently got back to doing makeup, but I learned a valuable lesson. And what I learned was that you never let nobody take advantage of you, no matter how old you are, how young you are, how sweet you are, how much of a good of a heart you have. Never let nobody take advantage of you. Get a lawyer. Have your parents as your manager. Give your parents the info, because when I told my mom at the last minute, she was upset. And she wanted to go down there and she wanted to like take care of things in her own way. But because with me, be a young adult and growing up and being mature, trying to, grow on my maturity level, I just felt like I should handle it myself. I spoke to her about it. I don't work there no more, so it is what it is. I'm over it. Like, I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm not really making like a big deal out about it, because like I said, she's a lame. She's whack, and nothing good is ever gonna come her way, because she's a whack bitch. Like, she's whack, honestly. She's like really lame. She's so corny to me, and that's basically probably about it. So that's basically the ending of this story. I hope that this story time really, like, I know you guys like my story times because you like to listen to me and how like I interact and the way how I get into details about everything, which is cool. But sometimes I hope you guys learn a few things from my story times. Like, I have my younger subscribers and my supporters. I love you guys so much for supporting me. I also want you guys to be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Always, there's nothing wrong with asking somebody for help when you need it. Trust me when I tell you, there's nothing wrong. I hope this video, brings a positive message to people. And also kind of like teach you like not to be played or ran over. Because that's basically what happened to me. And I was really dumb. And I didn't know any better. But now I do. So thank you for watching this video. I love you guys. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Comment. Share it. Do whatever. Everything in peaches and cream and all in between. I love you, all my boys and girls around the world. And that's it. I love you guys, and bye. Peace.